What's going on, y'all? It's your boy CJ back at you again with the Flare Vision Podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If y'all liking this comment, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. Please do that for me, okay? Black metrics matter. I need y'all to turn them notification bells on so you get notified as soon as I drop. But what we talking about today, it's been a crazy week, and we're going to start with, we got trans athletes playing professional female sports. Yeah, interesting topic. Very interesting topic. There's an overseas team, and they had, we call it a he-she, over there dominating. All right, as you could imagine, he's Joanna man over there turning up, killing them. Okay, I mean, he is killing them little white girls. All right, I think I saw the stat line. It was something horrendous, like 43 points, 39 rebounds, played the whole game, and it has sparked a big conversation in the WNBA. Obviously, because now you have to ask the question that, if a trans athlete can play in overseas female sports, what stops them from being able to play in the WNBA? And it looks like the commissioner of the WNBA is supposed to be having a sit down with some of the owners to establish what it means to be a woman and what qualifies a woman to play in the W. And, there was also a player who stated that she welcomes trans athletes. And man, when I tell you, social media ate that up. I mean, they ate it up. It was crazy. You got Royce White, that used to play for the Rockets, coming out talking about he's declaring for the WNBA. He looked very serious in that too. It was a few people that came out saying that they were going to declare for the W. And I mean, why not? They've increased the max deals, the money that women can be paid. It's a lot of people that they just straight up said it. I'm going to just declare to be a trans athlete just so I can play in the W and get millions of dollars, which is interesting, man. It's funny, but in all seriousness, I think it's important that, women's sports kind of understands what's going on here, okay? There's always been this divide in the country over, trans and, what that means and, LGBTQ-ism. And, I'm a big proponent of allowing people to do and be whatever they want to be, right? I think where and a lot of people draw the line is when things are, obviously, kind of like imbued in the children, whether it be one way or the other, and then you try to force people to see things how you see things. Just because you call yourself a woman doesn't make you a woman, okay? Just because you call yourself a man, it doesn't make you a man. And as it relates to sports, I think this is a great opportunity for the country, but definitely women's sports to really define the line and, just pick your side of the fence. I think when it relates to women's sports, some feminist groups look at an attack on trans women as if it's an attack on actual women. I don't think that's actually what it is. Biological women is what I'm gonna call it. I don't think that's what it is. I think us as men sometimes can see things just in I think the way we view reality as it relates to sex differently. But I don't think most men have a problem when I say this, but a man is a man, right? And a woman is a woman. There are women's sports for a reason. There are men's sports for a reason. Going back to the initial example I talked about with the man that's playing overseas with women, that's the reason we have the definitive divide, because that's what would happen. A man plays women's sports, he's gonna dominate, okay? He's gonna dominate. It's gonna be unfair, not because women aren't, anything, but because biologically we are built differently. That's it. We are built differently. And quite frankly, I think that, this is probably, if I'm just assuming where this is going to go, they're going to let trans athletes into the W, right? Because, I think that women can tend to be a little bit more liberal. I think sometimes in the W that they're led with the level of their emotions rather than logic. And I think their emotions are going to tell them what it's always told them as it relates to politically. To the political implications of this is that, trans women are actually women and they're not. But, I think that this will make for good TV. I'm willing to tune in if Royce White suits up in a Joanna man suit and goes out there to play with, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, or whatever team signs him. I'm willing to watch that. But in all seriousness too, though, I do hope that the commissioner of the W comes out and just definitively states what it is, doesn't allow too much of, the noise to come in and just do what the right thing is, as I would call it in this situation, which is making sure biologically born women, right, are the only type of women that can play in the W, okay? I don't know why that is, as big of a conversation. I don't think it's that difficult, but I really just hope she comes out and draws and just drops the gavel and just states it clearly. Hey, we're not going to have that in the W, because it's going to turn it into what I think is a circus, and it's just going to mess with the sanctity of the game as it relates to women's basketball. They're trending in a great direction. They don't need any influence from men. The W doesn't need men. You know what I mean? They don't need trans men. They don't need that. They're trending in the direction that I think they should. And I don't want to I don't want to taint that. Whatever's going on overseas is fine. Let it stay overseas. But as it relates to the W, just, keep the main thing and continue to trend as you have been, So I think it just keep it simple there, But we're going to cut this one short. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Tune it out, man. Y'all take it easy.